my name is Jerry Viant, and we are at the Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. We're here for the National APTA National Husband, Wife, and Mixed Nationals, which the finals are going on at 1 o'clock today. I'm joined by the president of the Indian Trail Club, Bevan Romaine, and the director of platform tennis, Michael Gillespie. And Bevan, I know it was your vision to improve the facilities at the Indian Trail Club and turn it into an outstanding platform tennis facility. Can you talk about it a little bit?
Thank you. I always say, we say thank you, because it is all about the players, and it's about the lifestyle, and about the whole environment. And I think that we've been really fortunate. We were fortunate because we had the space, and we had the period of time in this club's history when we were doing some kissing of it. We needed to change it. And we were just really fortunate because we had this beautiful lakeside view and the critical area, and it evolved. So generally, paddle is a unique group. And so we've been real advocates for that sector of this club, because we have a little bit, we're restaurant, we're swim team, we're sailing, we're dining, and the paddle group is, and tennis, of course. Oh my goodness, that's our backbone. Let me not understate that. But just a wonderful, wonderful mix of people.
So now you have a 10-court facility. You did host the Nationals 2012, 2013,
and our first one.
And happy for us that you've got the mixed here. Having the 10 courts in this facility really does lend itself to the membership growing. So I'm sure that's had an impact too for the club.
Well, I think Mike can speak to that better. The team, the volume of competitive and socially competitive, and Queen, King of the Hill. We've got a whole mix of people really interested, juniors. It has grown. I mean, and because paddle was a lure, and having the environment that is casual, I think that, and paddle speaks to that.
If you build it, they will come. You built it.
Yes, and they will come.
And then when you hired Mike Gillespie, who has been here for 5 years, Mike, you have a facility like this. You have a membership of 700 families. Talk about the programs and the number of teams that you run here.
It's fantastic. We have 80 juniors playing paddle every afternoon. We have 26 league teams, men's and women's. We have a nighttime organized King of the Hill and Queen of the Hill. We have 9 courts going of really social fun paddle during the week. It's fantastic to be here.
Saturday, Sunday mornings, holy moly. Tuesday mornings, holy moly. Wednesdays, okay, it keeps going.
And you have a backbone. You have a fabulous staff, which helps you, facilitate the programs.
Yes, I have a wonderful staff, and I was really fortunate to bring on Anna Brzova with me 5 years ago when we both started. We're a really excellent team, and it's fantastic to be here.
It's nice to have a 3-time national champion also as a role model for a lot of the players too.
Absolutely, she's phenomenal for the juniors, for the men, for the women. She's brought a lot of excitement here.
So one of the big differences that a lot of clubs have not put in or haven't seen is some of these courts are ground level. And as we know, in the Northeast where we have the snowy conditions, the courts are normally raised above the ground, and then you have to shovel the snow off. So you've got the courts at ground level, which means the heaters are underneath the courts, which is a interesting setup. I remember when you were building the courts, I saw the backhoes digging down. Do you want to explain how that works?
Well, a lot of it happened because of grading, so it was a beautiful kind of transition into it. We had to grade around it, and realizing that it just worked in this situation. We were able to grade around it, so it's much more, you feel like it's like almost like a Nantucket deck. Everything, you kind of come onto it without climbing up, and it really works for us. I'm not sure what else to say about it besides it keeps the heat closer. It's a more efficient way of doing it, and I think the flow on and off the court is a little bit more tangible. You feel like you're closer to the game with it. That's what I would say.
And it's great for viewing too. It's great to look down. I think we should have Mike show us that little. It's a trap door, and I think Mike should. How about that?
I think so. Let's take a look at that trap door.
All right.
Want to add value?
Welcome back to the beautiful Indian Trail Club. Getting ready for the finals of the 2015 APTA Mixed Nationals. I'm joined by my partners in the booth, who I've been honored to work with. the entire tournament. Patty Hogan, who's played in the finals 11 times, Patty?
Yes, Mark?
And Jerry Viet, 13-time national champion. So, Patty, talk to us a little about what these players are going through. This is a rematch from last year. Drew Broderick, Lauren Gebbia against Juan Arraya and Enica. So, what are they thinking? What are they feeling out there?
Well, we had the opportunity to see that semifinal, and Juan over on the far side in the blue sweatshirt. For those of you who don't know Juan, Roxy's in the black jacket facing the camera. They had a really solid win over Johan and Amy in the semifinal, and it showed how strong they are. It showed what incredible teamwork that they have. Juan's got every shot in the book, so does Johan, but I think Juan and Roxy were a little bit more of a team, and I think Juan trusts Roxy as a partner, maybe a little bit more than Johan and Amy don't have that background to fall back on. These guys are the number one seeds. It's a great opportunity for us as paddle tennis fans, platform tennis fans, to watch a rematch from last year's final.
Jerry, what do Drew and Lauren have to do to change things from last year? Because last year Juan and Roxy beat them pretty handily. I think 6-3, 6-2, something to that effect.
Well, we know that Lauren has been working on her lob. And we watched the second set after the first semi-final was done, and she is using the lob, and she's got to, because Juan is going to be hanging over that net and hitting those slice drop shots. And Drew is bringing a lot more heat to his style of play. We saw that at the men's nationals. He's driving the ball with more authority. He's hitting his overheads with a lot more spin, and tactically he is mentally on fire. And I'm going to be looking for him to change the tactics as the match goes on. So it's going to be a battle.
Roxy played exceptionally well in the semis. I think Lauren Gebbia is a remarkable talent, but I don't think there's any question that Roxy is the best woman in the draw. Would you say that's fair to say, Patty?
From the 2 days of play that I've gotten to watch so far, I would say she's kind of displayed greatest variety of shots. We talked about grip changes, affords her the opportunity to dig out low screens, hit reverse overheads, roll overheads, slice overheads. So she's got it all. Lauren is a little bit of a one-dimensional type of player, and we talked about it yesterday, where traditionally it's great if you can hit some winners, if you don't make too many unforced errors. Lauren's strength is she doesn't really think about it the way that we might approach play. And Drew stays out of her way and lets her hit, and she stays positive most of the time. I think Drew is so incredible as a mixed player and as a strategist out here. He's really masterful at keeping them together, working together as a team. And if anything, if it's a close match down at the end, I could see that as an advantage for Drew and Lauren here.
Well, Lauren is absolutely fearless.
Yeah, she's going to step in and take the shots that she has. And to Patty's point, the teamwork is, if it's a close match, the unit playing, two individuals playing it as one is going to be the difference in this match.
Sometimes in these mixed matches, there is a tendency, oftentimes when you have someone as talented as a Juan or a Drew, to try to take the match over, and you can't rush it. You play just like every other paddle match. Point, game, set at a time.
So, Jerry, Juan and Roxy won the toss and elected to defer.
Did they?
Yeah, and Drew opted to return.
Uh-huh.
And then Juan selected that side of the court to serve from.
So we saw that this year through almost all the matches that they were electing to receive. So the receiver does have the advantage for that one ball. So it's your one guaranteed short ball that you can step in and attack. So I think it's a smart tactic.
Less so in the mix than it is.
You still want to hit.
Got a great crowd here, Indian Trail.
Yeah.
People in the hut, people upstairs. And Mark Bliss, one of the premier umpires the APTA has to offer, will be calling the finals.
And Lauren grew up playing at Upper Ridgewood Tennis Club, which is a club just down the road, so she has the hometown support.
Mark Bliss getting in on the commentating, sharing with the crowd that this is a rematch from last year's finals.
Will Mark be commenting on some of Drew's shots and strategy?
We could mic him. But I mentioned one thing yesterday about the Jersey crowd. They love platform tennis, and they'll be rooting for anybody here. And Lauren and Drew, as the New Jersey, the locals somewhat, it will get trumped by amazing points by any player.
This is a well-coached club, so the members appreciate good paddle.
Paddle savvy.
Yeah.
Very high
Yep.
paddle savvy factor.
And I know they've got the live streaming in. I can see the ladies in green. Everybody's decked out. They have a wonderful support group of volunteers that make sure that everybody feels welcome and all the players have what they need. And it's really a pleasure coming to the Indian Trail Club.
And it all starts with Bevan Romaine. She runs such a wonderful staff, and the crew here is just all so welcoming and so personable. Okay, so let's get started. Juan Arraya to serve. They're starting off in the high formation.
That's a great spot to go for, the right armpit.
Ball hit Roxy. Love 30.
She's going to step in and take any short down-up overhead that's hit to her. So one has got to be careful that he keeps his overheads a little deeper and a little lower in the court.
Gorgeous shot from Juan. I think the first few games were really important for Drew and Lauren to front. The ball Lauren struggles with the deck a little bit, isn't it? Hard
Yep.
ball that she tries to block.
And she's, yes, and with that much spin, because Roxy can also hit with the spin overhead. So
Another great volley from Roxy. Big hold from them to start. I thought Roxy's volleying in the semifinals against Johan was a key part of their win.
yeah, she's solid. She's solid at net. The pace is going to be quick. It's going to be right out of the gate. The pace is going to be very quick.
Who does that favor?
Juan and Roxy.
So, Patty, how do you think Drew and Lauren slow the pace down?
I think that's what Drew is known for in the sport, just taking a little bit more time. And I think when Roxy hit that ball to Lauren, one of the things I think he'll encourage Lauren to do is use the screens a little bit, and that's just not in Lauren's comfort zone. So I'm not sure that, that's not going to be a weak link here. And I would hit at Lauren, and from really deep in the court, I don't think she can hurt them at the net. I think Roxy's amazing when she leans into the court. As is Lauren. That's her strength.
And you see all the paddle movement from Lauren on the volley, and that's set in the backhand position, starting neutral, and that swinging volley that you've talked about so much, Patty.
And that brings back some of last year's final a little bit for me, Mark, where when Lauren's up there and she does set on her backhand, I think she would be well served to get a little bit lower and get her paddle head up a little higher above the level of the net. I think when the paddle's low and it's even, you come up on those high balls, they're really tough to control.
I think that might be a factor here too, is that overhead that Drew just hit with a lot of spin into Roxy's corner. How well she handles that.
Two real good volleys from Lauren early, and then misses the third. noticed eye roll from Juan.
We saw it we felt it through the sunglasses.
I mean, Roxy was on the net tight, waiting for Drew to drive, so she's going to be caught with the disguised lob. And Juan's going to realize that. Drew loves that overhead, that little tomahawk shot, Zorro we call it. I noticed today in the second set when we were watching, the ball didn't come up that high, but he still wanted to hit it, so he really crouched down, bent his legs, so he still got that same point of contact.
And right there, that's a ball. She could have used the screen on. Was looking for that forehand drive, really committed with her grip to only swing hard at that ball. It's tough to handle that pace that way.
It'd be interesting to see if she adjusts there and lets that ball through the wires.
I don't think I've ever seen Lauren take a ball off the back screen on her backhand yet this weekend, so I'm not
So she's
sure.
not going to adjust.
I'm not sure she'll make that adjustment today.
The one was on that ball. Real good move at it. Just got the top of the tape.
And I think she knows that ball's coming, and she's got to take off even sooner. In next play, you know you're Waldo, and you know they're going to hit in your corner.
40-15.
One does like that dangerous overhead. We've seen it all season, Jerry.
Runs out of real estate, trying to play it into that deuce side.
Good tags one there, back to deuce.
Again, and look at the height of that shot. It's armpit high, so even if one, volleys the ball, it's a tougher shot to handle. You don't always want to be going low because you can just set your hands and keep them there, but when you aim a little bit higher, it's a tougher shot to handle.
Gotta hit it. Come on.
Great get from Juan, great get from Drew. And Roxy missed that roller over it a few times too many in the semifinals. She hit it from too deep in the court. Great comeback from Drew and Lauren from 40 love there.
I think Roxy, wants to hit those spin overheads. She's just got to time where she is on the court when she hits it, because I think it's going to be effective, the combination of spins between Juan and Roxy at Lauren. She's throwing different looks. She's got to handle different looks. I think, Lauren's going to have to really step in and take the ball early.
12-15. You.
Nice height on that return of serve.
Roxy looks confident in that forehand, doesn't she? Lauren got away with that over. That's not the ball we'd like to see, I think. What a jet. The great ball is Malone.
40.
Big point right here.
Yeah, since not too. gorgeous shot from Juan.
Yeah, I mean,
We talked
that's
about that in the last match, Jerry, his ability to hit the snowboard with that overhead.
if you hit that in between lob to one and he is inside the service box, that's what you're going to get back.
And he also has the ability to hit a drop shot off of that same swing. And so players have to defend the short ball as well.
So Drew calls the ball out. Mark Mitchell rules. Replay the point.
Yo, yo, yo. Me.
It's surprising to see Drew miss-hit that ball. It's such a clean striker of the ball.
Yo, yo.
Well, Lauren used the back screen and hit a backhand there, Mark. Just want to go on record.
That was impressive. Great get.
Lauren's having no problem handling that serve that kicks. She's keep moving to her left with the ball.
She's doing a nice job out of that ad corner handling Juan's overheads. Drew doesn't appear to be in any rush to switch back.
He never appears to be in any rush to do anything.
But a lot of times in mixed play, when you have someone like a Juan who has the ability to mix up those spins, it's actually easier to defend them out of the ad court corner than the deuce court corner.
Great call by Lauren, because that would have pulled her out of position if she kept trying to take it. It's better off letting Drew come to the middle and take that ball that's breaking towards him. That's fabulous. She's moving to her left, but keeping the ball between her and the net. So when she swings at it, she's still moving forward.
Roxy reaching for her back in that ball. She just doesn't seem to have a normal mobility going backwards.
I mean, maybe that's related to her back issue.
A little extra juice on that one.
And I'm not sure it helps right before you get ready to hit a ball to have your partner yell out. I mean, Roxy knew that was her ball, and then Juan was quite enthusiastic in his tone. And I think sometimes that can create an urgency when you play mixed if your partner's doing that.
Sometimes, right?
It's interesting the contrast between Juan and Drew. Drew is always positive, always even-keeled, never showing a lot of emotion out there, and Juan is a little bit different than that.
The great thing
Juan
about
plays
both...
with a lot of passion.
He does. Both teams having been in the finals last year, they've all out here, and it's a high level of shot making right off the bat here. Everybody's comfortable. Sometimes in mixed you worry or you watch for how comfortable the women feel, and I think Lauren feels much more comfortable today than yesterday in her play.
Don't say there's any nerves at all.
Mark, do you get the feeling this match is going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth? And whoever has the last momentum swing.
Yeah, Juan has had a couple of early misses. He probably should not have missed.
One's rushing this game, pressing just a little too much.
Beautiful game. Game Broderick, Gebbia. Games are 3-all first set.
Roxy's demeanor stayed the same.
Juan does a terrific job of cheating in the middle.
I think it's going to be important for Lauren to hit some returns down the line on Juan. Even though he might get the ball, I just think Juan's always looking for that middle cutoff. And the speed of her shot doesn't impact Juan.
And I think it would be a great tactic for Lauren to throw in a couple of lob returner serves. I mean, she would
Does she know that you're allowed to do that?
startle both of them.
And the three of us.
It would be, I think tactically it would be a very smart thing for her to do.
30-15.
Will you see one, Jerry, today?
Well, you know what, if one keeps cutting it off and volleying behind her every time, then I'm pretty sure Drew's going to suggest it.
A great get from Lauren.
That was a great screen.
It was a wonderful point all the way around. Drew hit a great volley off a tremendous forehand from Roxy. One of the big things to me is that I think Juan and Roxy are just a lot more solid on Roxy's serve than Drew and Lauren are on Lauren's serve.
There we go.
But one of the things I'll look for, Mark, is I think Lauren realized yesterday she can't change her serve today. She can't move her grip. She can't hit with more spin. She can't hit with more pace. The most important thing is to get the serve in the box and then let Drew really try to help out on that first ball, which he is doing.
Drew let Lauren hit about 6 overheads in a row there.
40-30.
Well, we saw that in the semi, in the second set.
I think that's a strategy Juan could use. Let Roxy hit some more balls here. I think he's trying to take this match over too soon in the match.
That's a bad loss for Lauren. Roxy lost serve the first time from 40 love. Now they're back from 45th time to deuce.
Beautiful return serve.
Yep. She puts tremendous pressure. Great rip by Lauren. Again, if one hits that down, up, overhead, Lauren is not going to let it go up high in the screen. She's going to move in and take it off the deck with that bounce hit rhythm, which takes away time from the person who just hit the overhead into a quick volley. And he's got to watch it with her. She's not going to let that ball climb up.
We are at the 2015 APTA Mixed National Championships, and Michael Espy is the tournament director for this great event hosted by the Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. Lauren Gebbia is serving.
Kind of got the sense that Drew's challenging one to hit the big shot off of that speed overhead. Great lob by Lauren. Pulled one out of the service box.
Juan has a great sense of when to go to the guy. And when we come back to the women.
There it is. That's the play. That's the setup play. Lobbing over one, pulling him away from the net, and having one come back to Lauren, and she can step in and crack it off of either side.
Yeah, she's made a couple of great plays that way.
It's a combination. I mean, they're building the point together as a team, and they're both seeing that.
Juan is really making a lot of errors right now. That mistake he made in the last game of 40-30, the backhand in the net was unforced. It's one of the points you really feel the momentum swing.
Great rip.
Great rip from Roxy. I must admit, if you missed that ball, I might have commented she was awfully deep in the court today.
But Juan needed that. That was big time for Roxy.
Right there from Drew, and Lauren's got a hold. 3-5. See if Juan can regroup and slow down just a little bit.
You see the tactics of Drew and Lauren as a team being executed. You gotta love that Roxy winds up.
That ball could not go over the net. She hit it so hard. Let cord take it, and let cord giveth.
Jerry, you're such a preacher of lobbing up the line, and for Lauren to do that against Juan, it negates his ability to hit spin. When he's moving, when she lobs the ball cross court, he gets to move to his right, and he can just bring out any kind of spin overhead that he wants. He can let the ball drop and take her apart. Lauren keeping the ball straight ahead is not giving Juan the shots that he needs to break her down.
Right. It's very hard for him to get to that a side back screen from that part of the court at her.
And I actually think Drew's hit many more balls off of Juan's paddle today. I'm a little surprised by that.
You think that's a result of how well Lauren's lobbing down the line?
A little bit, or maybe it's Juan challenging Drew, and Drew maybe baiting Juan into those exchanges. Jerry was kind of alluding to it before, and I was thinking Drew baits people into hitting certain shots, and he plays possum, hangs out, and then capitalizes. He knows what shot he's going to make you hit 2 shots before.
Great dig from Drew.
Yep.
It's a great screen by Lauren.
Great read.
Beautiful.
Lauren played a tremendous point there.
She did. She did, but yet Juan was right on the net and just read it and rolled it off behind Drew.
5 games to 4 first set.
So Drew will serve for the first set at 5-4.
What's fun for us to see when we're watching is you see the progression in Lauren's screenplay from yesterday to today, where yesterday she didn't commit to that side screen, and I'm sure Drew mentioned it a little bit to her, and he's trailing on the play on the baseline. Lauren can commit to that side screen, and the longer you can make points go on, the more you get in Juan's head that his shots are not as effective against Lauren. That's huge in mixed play.
really athletic shots from Lauren Gebbia.
This is the
Wasn't her technique.
this is the pace that Lauren likes to play at. That quick down up off the deck. And she's gonna hit and she's gonna pick her spots. It would have been better for Drew to take that. Once she turned around like that, it became very awkward.
I was surprised there was nobody there to help her.
But I think Drew is being really considerate and letting Lauren have a lot of shots because he knows that's how she's going to play well at the end of this match.
30-15.
Right now they're getting a lot of errors from Juan.
And here you have it, Drew and Lauren with momentum, with the chatter communication. And Juan and Roxy are off on their separate sides of the court.
Boy, Lauren made a great slide right over there and picked up the volley. Got a stunning miss from Enica.
Lauren dictating the positioning, taking the overheads, got the error.
That's the way you'd expect Juan to make 999 times out of 1,000. For Lauren.
Just kind of get the feeling that Juan thinks for Juan and Roxy to win, it's all about Juan. Drew knows that for Drew and Lauren to pull this off, it's about them together as a team.
You got. Okay. You. Watch it, this.
Yeah, that's what I was meaning before. What they're playing, Drew and Lauren have a game plan, and they're executing the game plan together, as opposed to Juan and Roxy. It's more about getting that shot, hitting that shot.
Hasn't that always been the sticking point with Juan? We'll come back and talk about that in a minute. We'll take a quick break. That's first set to Broderick and Gebbia, 6-4.
Hello, Mark Parsons here with another tip for the Viking video series. One of the most important aspects of the game is the serve, return, and first volley. If you're unable to get into the point, the game's honestly not going to be that fun for you. I'm going to break down all three shots.
Number 2, set number 1 to Gebbia and Broderick. Patty, what do you think Juan and Roxy need to do to change the momentum?
Well, when I listen to live streaming all the time, I always hear about the lobs up the line, and I think Juan's getting a lot of looks on shots from Drew. But I think he's got to lob Drew up the line and bring the play over toward the middle of the court when they're on the baseline and bring Roxy into this a little bit. I think Drew and Lauren, from the beginning of this match, seem to be really comfortable, and this match is going exactly how they wanted it to go. I don't feel, Juan seems a little unhappy out here, but I would love for him to just add a little variety up the line and don't let Drew cut toward the middle to cover for Lauren on the overhead. Keep Drew honest. Get him hitting that off-balance overhead.
Lauren is playing exceptionally well right now.
That's that short lob. One is in the service box going forward. The spin is going to be brutal.
40-30.
The big question for me is, can Lauren maintain this level? She's playing at an exceptionally high one right now.
She is, and I think it's getting better with each match. So I don't look for there to be a drop-off. And
I think if there is a slight drop-off, she will have the home crowd support rallying her. Great spin by one.
See, that's a good response by Lauren right there. She missed the shot. She wasn't super emotive about it and just said, sorry, Drew. That's a big step from yesterday.
Game Arraya Enica. Dave leads 1-0, second set.
We talk about sometimes mentally having a little bit of a letdown after you've won the first set. But I have a feeling that with Drew serving the first game here, they'll get right back. He'll hold serve, and then we'll have a great battle here.
In addition to that, Marietta, but Drew's other skills, he's got great body language on the court all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And all four players in the final earn their living as tennis and platform tennis pros. Drew is right out of here, close by. Canoebrook Country Club.
That is a great combination of shots. One took that ball early off the deck and lobbed it over Lauren's left shoulder, pulled her back.
I know Lauren had some success hitting overheads in the first set, but to me, the more balls that leave Juan's paddle and then contact Lauren's paddle, the better chance Juan will actually have her winning.
And with Drew being a lefty in the middle, the way they play out most points doesn't have Lauren hitting many overheads, and that's can work against you as a match goes on as well.
I think as long as she places her overheads like she was just then, well placed, they're okay. It's when she gets pulled out of the service box, she's got to be careful if she goes back into one side. That's it. That's the play.
And again, Juan, I think he hit 6 beautiful lobs cross-court in that point. He never moved his spot on the lob, and that's where I think he's got to go up the line, create some different kind of offense for his team over there.
Great return from Juan, and they break for 2-love. Really important game to consolidate. Roxy got broken both times. She served in the first set, the first time for 40-love, the second time for 40-15. This is where you can see her back really seems to be impacted.
Well, that's where she pulled the muscle yesterday, was actually when she was serving. And her back loosened up when she started to play a little bit, and then this morning it was stiff again. She can't reach up.
And
A
right,
lot of people going to chase that ball, aren't they, Patty?
no, but
They
right
don't
there,
give up primed seating.
yeah, exactly. But when we talk about playing the score there, you have Roxy staying back, and it's really important for Lauren to kind of move in and make sure she puts that point in play. We're at a critical point here early in the second set, where Juan is getting more confident.
Bad ball from Roxy. Does anybody in the game chase the ball down from behind them better than Drew?
His paddle is set so low, and just can snap his wrist, flick his wrist, get that ball back in play. It's incredible. A little bit of quickness and speed help, Mark.
Great pickup from Lauren. Juan looks like he's in pain.
I'd be in pain if I just missed that shot trying to go at Drew at that point in this match. I would have definitely taken that ball back over to Lauren's corner.
Three faults from Roxy.
And she's
Looks like she's in pain.
she can't reach up. She can't reach up at all. So she's not accelerating up through the shot. So much better if she just lays it out there low and pushes it in and just get into the point.
Broderick Gebbia won the first set 6-2.
Interesting. She didn't fault much in the semifinal match. But this is a really big game for momentum. Lauren can hard serve and throw the ball back over. I'm going a long way towards their winning this thing.
That's a great play.
That two-handed
Opened it
shot
up.
from
Opened up the court and then found the space. And Lauren's forehand volley, which is tough to keep a forehand volley in when you're volleying from below the level of the net. That much speed that he ripped it.
15 all.
Here's a strong return from Juan off not a particularly good serve from Lauren.
And Mark, at this point in the second set, what's a good serve?
One that's in the box.
You got it.
Well, Drew almost read that neck for Lauren.
He did, and I love, for those of you watching at home, great baseline play really means when that ball has a chance of shooting out, you're called the trailer, and Drew was the trailer. He's ready. Drew has great anticipation. He knew exactly where it was going to end up.
Great play from Roxy. We're picking right up this game. Another great dig by Drew, which he made look routine on that ball.
Yeah, but he sets his paddle early and he sets it low, and then he lets the ball come to the paddle.
Fast feet, slow hands.
And nice job by Lauren.
Great game.
That was a tremendous serve.
I referred to that two-handed backhand that Juan hit last game, and I was really talking more about his confidence. Obviously, he struggled. He's not played well, but you can still see he's got a lot of belief, and he's still going for his shots.
And all of a sudden, I think Roxy feels a little better. She's hit two really good shots here in the last couple of points.
30-15.
She is amazing composer. I admire how she handles herself here, regardless of the score.
Good ball for Lauren, just crawled over the net.
And again, that's playing that ball off the back screen and moving forward, but keeping the ball between you and the net. the harder he hits, it really becomes a short ball. Lauren was almost on the service line when she hit that returner serve.
Big break back for Lauren and Jordan.
When you talk about players not having fear, Lauren had no fear. And instead of returning serve and being kind of daunted by the spin, she knew what Juan's serve was going to do. She knew where it was going to kick, and she made an aggressive play on it. I give her a lot of credit.
Juan is missing a lot of balls by a lot.
15 all.
I think Juan thought Drew was going to be cutting to the middle, and
Great job by Drew.
Drew stayed perfectly still and was able to volley behind.
From the losing position into a winning one. Look at Drew's demeanor. Wins a point, loses a point. The exact same way. Comments that he flagged about there, right this time. Great read by Juan on the Nick. He reads the Nick on the backhand side as well as anybody.
That's where Lauren needs to be standing there with her backhand volley ready, because it's coming right, you know it's coming right at you. It's hard to get out of your own way with the forehand volley.
Well, Juan responds to the big game there to break back. That one's up a hold. Now can get one themselves.
See, Roxy just got down for those two volleys, so I'm hoping she's loosening up a little bit. Her back's starting to feel a little better.
I also like that Juan let her hit those volleys.
He's got to.
It's the reaching up motion that's hurting her on the overhead. Great rip, great spot, big spin. Lauren went after the ball rather than letting the ball come to the paddle. It's very tempting when the ball is coming at you with more speed. She's got to wait that 1 second longer and let that ball come in. Go.
That's that lefty spin overhead in the deuce court, which is so tough, and Roxy doesn't see much of that throughout the season.
Big serve right here for Roxy. Very surprised when that ball got through on the return, aren't you, Johnny?
It's that forehand volley.
40-30.
I'm really surprised Drew hit him two balls right then. It's a huge moment in the second set.
Game Arraya, Enica.
Great hole for Roxy. Oh, Lauren missed a couple of balls there you would not have expected him to normally miss.
I think Lauren's got to be careful that she's got to get closer over to the center line when Drew's driving, when one's driving out of that corner, and commit to the backhand volley, because she's made a couple of quick forehand volleys out long. He's going to come after her.
But as Patty said earlier, that's who Lauren is. I don't know if that's changing in the third set
Yeah,
of the
but
national
you know what?
championships. But she does volley in the forehands too much.
It's more a function of where she's going to stand on the court. So if she moved over, that wouldn't be so exposed.
What a volley from Drew.
What a great catch.
But Lauren and Drew had two spectacular shots on that point. It still lost it. Lexi's return was to Drew in the head.
Number 30.
And you guys were spot on about pace of play. It's speeding up here. And this is really going against Drew and Lauren at this point.
Lauren's ready to serve before one's even ready to return. In the second set,
Wow.
Arraya Enica 6-2. I'd like to have an official time on that match. That set. We'll be back with that after a fast commercial break. We're back in Indian Trail with split sets. Juan Arraya and Rocky Enica winning the second set 6-2. I noticed Roxy put on a jacket and doing a little light stretching. Patty, how do you see the third set unfolding? What did Drew and Lauren have to do to change momentum?
Well, I think that they'll just start out. Everybody will make some early little plays. I don't think anything's going to change. I think Drew will slow down play. I think he's already doing that right now. I think Juan and Roxy are ready to go. Drew is really deliberate right now. I don't even see Lauren on the court, so I think that's part of the strategy.
Jerry, any thoughts on the third set? What do you think that Drew and Lauren have to do differently than what Patty just elaborated?
I concur with Patty.
That's always a really nice strategy, Jerry. One that I employed every opportunity.
We've been chatting in between the sets, so we've recognized what needs to be done.
There's one thing I do know for certainty, that this is the last set of live streaming this year, and Rick and all the guys from our live streaming have done an amazing job for the sport by putting it out here so that people all around the paddle country can enjoy amazing paddle and learn from the best.
Yeah, we're getting feedback from all around the country, from all our viewers in sunny, warm Florida. Keep giving us shout-outs.
Okay, so Lauren Arraya to serve, third set. Great dig from Lauren.
Very enthusiastic spectators here at the Indian Trail Club. Very appreciative of the good play, shot making.
And they come prepared, Mark and Jerry. They are bundled up here. They want to watch the action from courtside.
Yeah, they brought the extra bleachers in for the day.
Big shout out to the beautiful and talented executive director of the APTA, Ann Sheedy, doing her wonderful job. Going down from there.
As he took away time from Lauren. You know, she was still recovering from her first hit, and he got it back quicker than she could recover.
Great pickup. Wow.
And there it is, the drop slash.
After that beautiful pickup on a great return from Drew.
So,
Next couple of games, Patty, are really important for Drew and Lauren to kind of stem the tide of momentum. That's 5 games in a row. I think they've lost consecutively.
and I think for Juan, sometimes it seems in these matches, once he gets to the third set, he's in better shape. Sometimes early in that second set, kind of runs out of some options and maybe has to dig in a little deeper at that point. And that's what he's doing. And in this third set, I would expect a really high level of play from him.
Out. Yep, out.
15 love.
Hard to tell from my angle. The beam's right there.
I couldn't tell either. So some brilliant play from Juan, followed by a little sloppy play.
That's the lob. Beautiful.
Great ball from Lauren.
40 love.
Great shot. Again, his preparation. He had his paddle set before the ball bounced, and then he just held it, picked his spot, and hit it deep so it stayed low on the screen. So Drew didn't have a chance to run it down. And I think that's a smart play by Lauren to let those deep ones go, rather than when she's pulled out of the service box still going back to one.
Jerry, when you talk about how Juan held that shot, can you explain what that means? What does holding a shot mean?
Well, because he's got his paddle set early, and it's almost as if the ball slows down, and he's got the ball at the apex, and now he's waiting to see which way Drew or Lauren is going to go, and then redirect his shot. But you can't do that if your preparation is taking place after the ball's bouncing, because your paddle is going back and forward. Whereas he sets his paddle, it's back there before the ball hits the ground, so the only swing he has to take is forward. Gives the illusion of more time.
Another great lob from Juan. Roxy played a tremendous point there, didn't she?
She really did. I think she's coming up big here in this match. I love it. Juan's reduced some of his errors. Roxy's always played pretty steady.
2 games to love, third set.
It's 6 games in a row. This is an absolute critical game.
Gotta
for
slow
Lauren
it
to win.
down. They have to slow it down. They're playing at Juan and Roxy's speed. Great spot.
Love 15.
Lauren got a little up for him now.
Love 30.
Love 30.
It's a great spot by Juan.
It's weird if you're Lauren's partner. You're not sure who he's upset with.
It's a very good observation. Nice nick.
And Drew had an unbelievable shot up the line. I'm not sure Juan factors that in.
Huge point. Back on serve.
Game Broderick, Gebbia. Arraya, Enica lead 2 games to 1, third set.
And you love that Roxy was feeling confident enough to take a giant swing on that ball, but with the score and they had such early momentum here, that's kind of a killer on a game point here. All of a sudden gives Drew and Lauren a little bit of confidence right here.
Would have loved to have seen her put that ball up in the air and try and get Juan another swing.
Yep.
Okay, Lauren, get a bit of serve. 1-2, final set. Bad luck for Drew and Roxy in all sorts of trouble and catches the top of the tape. I was decelerating on that serve. You think it's a little pressure, Patty?
A little bit of pressure. The sun's shining right in their faces over there. I don't know if that's a factor, but probably the moment is much more of an issue.
Again, just looking at Roxy's demeanor has remained the same no matter what throughout this whole match.
I've got to believe Lauren and Drew have to break here. It's going to be a tough task against Juan's serve. And again, in that moment, you would love to see Lauren hit a higher percentage shot to start the game off here.
30 love.
I was in perfect position for that volley and missed it. Roxy has made 6 or 7 of those volleys today off of the guy's paddle, kind of a right hip backhand volley, and just about sound technique, isn't it, Jerry?
Yeah, she sets it, she goes left to right slightly and gets that little cut.
Come on. Yep, yep.
40, 30.
Number of lobs that Juan surprisingly missed.
I'm really surprised he let that lob go through.
That's that same
Great
as he's
ball.
right on the net and then he goes right back at Lauren before she has
They
even
lead
time
4
to
games
recover.
1, third set.
That's where I think the little head fake disguised lob would be very effective because one's got no thought of looking for an overhead.
The other thing we've seen very little from Lauren today is hitting the ball down Juan's line. He's cheating to the middle constantly with that forehand volley. And I think she could really beat him down the line with that ball.
You're gonna lose. Here we go.
Okay, this is a missed hold from
Yep.
Lauren.
No.
Great shot from Lauren.
115.
Here we go.
Yep.
Great lob, pulled one out of the service box.
Great lob from Lauren.
And you saw Lauren hit 2 backhand volleys because her positioning was directly in front of the ball, so she set it.
And those last 2 points, huge for Drew and Lauren.
There's some pickup by Lauren. There's an effort.
Amazing.
Good backhand volleys. Look at that. Set, knees bent.
And just when you think it's going fast, all of a sudden, and maybe it's Lauren came up with that low screen on one shot, it can change so quickly here.
Looks like it's going to come down to the 2 women serves.
Ooh.
Drew may have played a wide ball there.
Yep.
Wow.
That is a fantastic overhead. It just bites the side screen and then drops like a rock.
Still on point.
Do you expect this to go at Lauren? The return from Juan?
What a shot. What a shot, Patty. Lauren hit a spectacular lob.
Drew's telling Lauren to stay back on that play.
But that's where Juan played the score in the moment, and you knew he was going to go at Lauren.
Lauren's got to be careful when she's pulled out of the service box like that. Going into one is very risky.
I don't know why she's nicked over it back down the line
Yeah.
to Roxy.
Yeah.
This is almost a baby match point.
It has the feel of it. It had the feel of it.
Arraya, Enica, they lead 5 games to 1, third set.
Speed of play.
Really close serve there. And Drew just said to Lauren, let's get a changeover, meaning, all right, let's go. Let's play this game. Work really hard to get back in this, one game at a time.
There's that down the line forehand.
Lauren's looking into the sun. She needs to let that ball drop down to her paddle, and that last one she went up to the
Reaching up
ball.
with her
Yeah,
hands, nowhere to swim.
and she went up and she turned and looked directly into the sun.
Yep.
Dark volleys from Roxy.
Shot.
30-15.
Roxy's volley really sets her apart.
So here they go. Match point.
40-15.
2 of them. We'll see if they need both. One telling Roxy which side to serve to, though, Patty? And there it is. Game, set, match. Arraya, Enica. 4-6, 6-2, 6-1.
Great effort by Roxy
gonna-
because she was tight.
We'll talk about the match a little, Joey. Any thoughts on the match?
Yeah, well, I mean, a great effort for Roxy because her back was tight, and they did find a way to hang in there. spectacular. Lauren, she hung in there. She added the lob to her play, and Drew with the counter attack. But at the end of the day, it was really the shot making of Juan and Roxy.
Patty, any thoughts?
It was a great display. I thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I thought that Drew would pull out one more bag of tricks as he's done all year long. But I think Juan elevated his play, limited his errors there in that third set. And Roxy's play is just outstanding across the board.
Well, they're an awfully good team. But it's in the first team to repeat the mixed nationals since Bobo Delaney and John Milbank 12 years ago. And could become more titles in the future for this duo.
I would expect that. That was great fun. Great working with you, Mark and Jerry.
Yep. We had a good mixed doubles tournament and a great season.
Pleasure working with you guys. I learned a lot. We're going to take a fast break for commercial, and then we're going to come back with an interview with our winners.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 da, 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 da.
Presenting the gold medals to Juan and Roxy. Big hug from Anna Brazova. Anna is the 3-time defending women's national champion. And she's out there orchestrating photography. She wants a shot under the APTA banner. Wraps up a terrific rear paddle for Drew Broderick. Gold medal in the men's championship. Silver medal in the mixed. Okay, Juan and Roxy are coming over. Okay, come on in, guys. Juan, Roxy. Roxy, this must be really sweet for you. 2 weeks ago in Chicago, and how bitterly disappointed you are in inability to get out there. And here you are standing here with another gold medal. How do you feel?
I'm so excited. I can't believe it.
Well, that was a great effort. We know your back was really bothering you. It looked like it was hurting you, especially in the serve and the overheads. But you found a way to gut it out and make the big shots.
Yes, it hurts, but when I warm up, I try to forget about the pain and just play through it. I didn't want to default.
One, you were a little bit up and down through the course of the match. It didn't look like you were quite there at times physically, but you came up with the big shots and the big moments.
No, physically I was there. Mentally I wasn't, which is no surprise for a lot of the paddle players and viewers. The first set, Lauren was making a lot of big shots, and I was too jumpy. I wanted to end the points. I was playing way too fast and making too many mistakes. But I actually felt that way. I was like so excited to be out there, and I was trying to end the point and playing much faster than what I like playing. And I like playing fast, but I was playing at two more speeds than what I like playing at. So then I slowed down a little bit, and I told Roxy at 3-2 in the second set. We were up 3-1. I got broken. With a fault actually to Drew, and we win the first point. And then we lose a second, and I'm like, oh my God, what can I do to change this? And I told Roxy, give me the second set, and I promise I give you the tournament. And she stepped up. She played 3 games unbelievably well. She drove the ball crazy, and then the third set, I think we both played better. We started making our shots. I started closing the net a little better, making more volleys. But we definitely won because Roxy got me through that second set, which I was really struggling.
I thought Roxy volleyed exceptionally well, especially when Ron was serving to both Johan in the morning and Drew in the afternoon. They had a lot of big balls that you were able to volley them, not only volley them, but redirect them over to the women's side, and I thought that was one of the big differences in the match.
Yeah, Juan kept telling me to close the net, because a few times I got stuck too far back, and he was trying to go in front of me and take those balls that they should have been my balls. So he kept yelling at me and telling me to move forward, and I tried to listen, and when I did, it worked.
Juan was really yelling at you on the court? That's just hard to believe, Roxy.
I wasn't eye-rolling her. I was not eye-rolling her, but I was telling her, close during the point. Like I tell you when we play in the 90s, get up, to drive your forehand. I was telling her, close to make the volleys.
Does it count as an eye roll when you throw your arms up in the air after she made a mistake, or that doesn't count?
No, but I was actually there was twice I throw my arms up in the air, but it was because of me, because there were some balls that I should have lobbed over the back wire, but because I wanted to keep the offense and making them volley, because Lauren likes to swing her volleys, and sometimes when she swings, she misses wide. She gave me like 3 points that were actually important, that because she tried to swing at the volley, she missed volleys wide, and they were huge, so I wanted to make her volley, and I was forcing the shot, so that's the reason why. But I want to just say one thing, because I know this is going to be recorded. I know she's not watching now because she's actually here, but I want to a big shout out to the crew from Westchester Country Club that came to watch. That's great. I'm not longer there, but
Roxy is.
Roxy is, and it's great to see them here. But I want a special shout out to the best serve at the Westchester Country Club, Lisa Palazzo, who's here, and she's actually now watching. But thanks to everybody for the support. It's a great weekend, and we're very excited.
Well, congrats, guys, on your second consecutive gold medal, and that concludes the streaming the APTA has brought to you this year. And big shout out to Rick and Kent and Brian of ENT Live, Jerry Viand, who's taught me more about paddle this year than I knew I could learn, Patty Hogan, and everybody else associated with it. We'll see you guys all next year.